Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from St. Peter's Field in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity baseball contest between the hosting Falcons of the Cambridge Rindge and Latin School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. This should make for one good contest here today. Last year, of course, Brookline defeated Cambridge in blowout fashion in a 14-4 contest at Warren Field in Brookline in 5 innings as Brookline triggered the mercy rule in the bottom of the 5th after a 2-run single from Adam Rosenblatt gave Brookline a 10-run lead and the mercy rule win. This year, these teams coming into this contest in very different spots. Brookline was 7-1 when they faced Cambridge last year. This year, coming into this game, Brookline just above 500 at 5 wins and 4 losses. Cambridge right at 500 at 3-3. Both teams hoping to use this game as a chance to get them into a strong position to make a push for a potential postseason berth as we head towards the post-spring break portion of the season. Sorry about that, folks. I think something just flew into my throat or something. Spring allergies, they're a killer. Anyway, while last year's competition between the Warriors and Falcons may have been a blowout, the 2 games they played before that in the 2 years prior were both nail-biters ending in walk-offs. In 2023, the 2 teams faced off in the last game of the regular season for Brookline, and it was the Falcons getting the walk-off win in extra innings. And then the year before that, in 2022, it was Brookline getting the walk-off win, I think in extra innings, off a walk-off single from Keenan Sawada that drove in Ben Doctoroff. And then, of course, Brookline's 18U Lou Tompkins team over the summer tends to play against a Cambridge team that features a fair amount of these guys. They faced off this past summer, played a close contest again. I think it was a 2-1 win for Brookline here at St. Peter's, as Brookline won off a gutsy steal of home by Ben Doctoroff. But now for Brookline, Doctoroff is gone, Sawada is gone, and they're hoping for another win, perhaps one similar to what they had last time in more blowout fashion, or maybe they'll look for a new hero in a more tight contest today. As we get ready to get this one underway, I'd like to thank our local sponsor for today, Esch Dental. You can see their logo in the bottom middle of your screen. Esch Dental is located right in Coolidge Corner. You can book your next dental appointment with local dentist and BHS baseball parent Dr. Brandon Esch for the non-corporate personalized dentistry our community deserves. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. You can find that link and phone number in the description section down below. And as we get set up for this game, just to note, there's been a number of jersey number changes for Brookline, so it's there's going to be some unfamiliar matching numbers with names today, and I didn't have a chance to update my stat graphics for that, so they're going to show the old numbers, so we'll work through that. But for now, warming up on the mound for Cambridge is their starting pitcher for today, number 12, Steph Alexandrov, as he gets ready to face the top of the Brookline order here in the top of the first inning. As the warm-ups conclude, the leadoff Brookline hitter steps to the box. The center fielder, number 9, Elias Brendel. Brendel, the senior co-captain, one of the few players whose jersey number did not change today, still number 9. You can see his season stats at the bottom of your screen, just above our sponsor logo. First pitch from Alexandrov is in there for strike 1. Brendel so far this season with a batting average of 136, a team leading on-base percentage of 406, a slugging percentage of 273. The only player on the team with a triple so far this season. He's also got a team leading 10 walks to go with 1 steal, 5 runs scored, and 2 RBI. As that hits the zone, briefly pops out of the catcher's glove, but doesn't matter here with the bases empty at the start of the inning, as Brendel is quickly in the hole here at 0-2. Swing and a miss. It's dropped by the catcher. Brendel takes off for first. Throw down to first. Just barely gets around the runner's head. And that will go down as a strikeout. So 1 out, and up comes the first player with a changed jersey number. The second baseman now wearing number 2, Hugh Bollinger. You can see the stat graphic at the bottom still shows his old number of 14. Like I said, I wasn't able to switch, but Bollinger wearing number 2 today as he takes a low ball 1. You can see his stats so far this season. A slash line of 250, 323, 286, a team leading 5 stolen bases, 1 run scored, and tied for the team lead with 4 RBI. Takes a low ball 2 there. Bollinger had a strong day at the plate on Monday against Boston Latin School at Warren Field in Brookline. He went 3 for 3 with 3 singles and a walk, reached base 4 times and stole a base, but unable to come in to score, as mistimes his swing on the off-speed pitch there. 2-1 now the count. Last year in the blowout win against Cambridge, Bollinger was 1 for 4 at the plate with 2 RBI. Now facing a 2-1 count. Chases that one low for strike 2. Alexandrov fooling Bollinger with some breaking balls, mixing up the location. And now a 2-2 count. Bollinger hits a hard grounder over to short, fielded clean, thrown to first. Throw is a bit high, but the first baseman gets down on the bag for out number 2. Well fielded by the shortstop, Cassie Milner, and a nice snag at first by Pat Brennan. Now at the plate for Brookline, the catcher, number 8, Felix Hom. First pitch, and he rockets one deep out to center field. Center fielder going back. It's over his head. Felix Hom racing down to second with a 2-out double. Felix Hom with his team-leading 3rd double of the year. And we'll see if Brookline can take advantage here. They're still in the hole with 2 outs. As a courtesy runner, number 6, Rasik Waikar, I believe, is over on second, running in his place. As up to the plate comes the shortstop wearing number 5 today, Jimmy DiPaolo. Delayed swing there, hits a grounder over to short, through the gap into left. It was a delayed takeoff by Waikar because the grounder was right in his vicinity, and so it'll simply be a 2-out single for DiPaolo. And now coming up, the first baseman now wearing number 18, Adam Rosenblatt. Runners at the corners with 2 down. First pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 1. Rosenblatt only recently returned to the lineup for Brookline, so not as much in the realm of stats as some of the batters came before him. Hits a grounder over to second, fielded clean, thrown to first, and that will end the inning. Brookline gets 2 on, including 1 in scoring position, but cannot score. And we are scoreless going into the bottom of the first. During this break between the top and bottom of the inning, let's take a look at the starting lineups now real quick. We'll start with the starting lineup for Brookline. We saw part of it there in the top of the inning. Leading off, the center fielder, number 9, Elias Brendel. Batting second, the second baseman, number 2, Hugh Bollinger. Batting third, the catcher, number 8, Felix Hom. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 5, Jimmy DiPaolo. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 18, Adam Rosenblatt. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 1, Lincoln Hafner. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 4, Eli Hoffman. Batting eighth, the right fielder, making his 2025 debut, number 11, Wally Lawrence. And batting ninth, the third baseman, number 15, Owen Hoffman. And then starting on the mound for Brookline today, not in the batting order, number 10, Ben Cody. Cody, as you can see, making his first start of this season. He's previously made 6 relief appearances, including 1 shutout inning of relief on Monday against Boston Latin to actually earn the win, as Brookline won in walk-off fashion in the bottom of the 7th on a walk-off sac fly by Felix Hom that drove in Owen Hoffman. So Cody got the win there, his second win of the season. He's got a 2-0 pitching record with 1 save as well. He's pitched 14.1 innings so far with an ERA of 1.95, a whip of 1.6, and 9 strikeouts. So he's been strong out of the bullpen, and we will see if he can be strong as the starter as well here today, as they finish the warm-ups. Full meeting of the infield. And now steps in. Leading off for the Falcons here in the bottom of the first, the shortstop, number 1, Kossi Milner. Milner, one of several players who played against Brookline last year. Milner last year against Brookline went 1 for 2 at the plate with a double, a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. I think I missed the first pitch there, so I'm not entirely sure what the count is, as that one is going to miss high. I think the first 2 pitches missed, so I'm going to guess the count is 2-0. I might be wrong, though. Skies this one in play out to center. Brendel is under it. Can of corn for out number 1. One down to start the inning for Cody. Now coming up for Cambridge, the right fielder, number 21, Ollie Henke. First pitch hits the zone, strike 1. Henke against Brookline last year went 0 for 2 with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Hits a chopper here up the middle, fielded by DiPaolo, thrown to first, and beats him to first for out number 2. Good stretch low for that ball by Adam Rosenblatt at first. Makes it a routine Ground out. Now it's going to be pitcher against pitcher. Stepping into the box for the Falcons, number 12, Steph Alexandrov. First pitch in the zone, strike one. Stefan Alexandrov last year. Won't be able to say it as he lifts this one into shallow left, and a sliding catch could not be made in foul territory by Eli Hoffman. Made a great effort to try and track down that ball, but just couldn't hold it in his glove there on the high effort attempt. So that'll be a foul ball for strike two, and 0-2 count to Stefan Alexandrov. Last year against Brookline, he was 2 for 3 with a steal and an RBI as he takes ball one there. And he chases that one low, fouls it up the third base side, stays alive at 1-2. I mean, hey, if you're going to get fooled on a breaking ball on a 2-strike count, least you can do is make sure you get your bat on it. Chased that one low for strike three. Got briefly away from home, but he picks it up, throws. Rosenblatt has to stretch a bit, but he does snag it for the third out. Ben Cody puts him down in order. And at the end of one, no score here at St. Peter's Field. Coming up for Brookline will be their 6, 7, 8 hitters, Hafner, Eli Hoffman, and Wally Lawrence. I mentioned before, this is Wally Lawrence's first appearance for Brookline this spring. Those of you who might have heard the news earlier this season that in the off-season he suffered a broken rib and a punctured lung after getting knocked into a fence during an out-of-state soccer tournament. So Brookline's certainly happy to see him healthy enough to get back in the game. We got a few notes in the live chat. Dylan Katz, a member of the Brookline High boys lacrosse team, as well as the boys ice hockey team in the winter, asking, do we know who is leading off? Might have been asking that back in the first inning, I assume. Might have been just before I mentioned that it was Elias Brendel who led it off. And then Alan Rosenblatt saying, hi, Jesse, Ellen and Alan Rosenblatt in Lenox. Go, Adam, go, Brookline. And then Mary Walker saying, go, Brookline, and Hoffman Brothers from Grandma in Groton, New York. Happy to see you all tuning in here today. I hope you guys continue to enjoy the game. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the second. Is the designated hitter, now wearing number 1, Lincoln Hafner. First pitch skips in the dirt for ball 1. Hafner usually wears number 24, but with all the jersey number changes, now wearing number 1. That one hits the zone for strike 1. Hafner so far this season 5 for 15 at the plate with a double, a hit by pitch, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBI. And swings and misses at the breaking ball there, strike 2. Alexandrov really throwing Brookline off their rhythm with these slower breaking balls, almost a similar style to Ben Cody. As Hafner chases that one, strike 3, briefly dropped, but a throw down to first by the catcher completes the first out. That's the third strikeout combined between these two teams that's resulted in a dropped third strike. Each time the catcher has done his job, but it just shows what kind of movement both pitchers like to put on the ball. First pitch is low and in for ball 1. Now batting for Brookline, the left fielder, now wearing number 4, Eli Hoffman. That pitch going to be a high ball 2. Hoffman so far this season with a batting average of .217, on-base percentage .357, a team-leading slugging percentage of .304, was tied for the team lead in doubles with 2, but now Hom has passed him with the double he got last inning, as that one is high for ball 3. Hoffman still leads the team in hit by pitches with 3 so far this season. He's got 1 stolen base, 2 runs scored, and 3 RBI. That one hits the zone for strike 1. Hoffman taking all the way, still keeping his chances of getting a free pass to first. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Alexandrov fighting back from the 3-0 count, now has it full at 3-2. And it's fouled off by Hoffman to stay alive. Alexandrov trying to mix things up with a fastball that time. As we know, he likes to throw those breaking ball and other off-speed pitches to fool the hitters. That time he tried to go for the fastball, but Hoffman got a piece. And he gets another piece as he fouls that one down the left field side. Out onto the nearby street, stays alive with a full count. That one drops into the zone on the breaking ball, strike 3. Hoffman thought he was going to get ball 4, but that pitch moved at the last second there. Back-to-back Ks for Stefan Alexandrov. Now batting for Brookline, the right fielder, number 11, Wally Lawrence. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. Lawrence making his first plate appearance of 2025. Last year, mostly used as a courtesy runner or pinch runner for the Warriors. That one misses high and in for ball 1. Two down here in the top of the second. Swing and a miss there as Alexandrov leaning a little more on his fastball now against Lawrence. He's got him with a 1-2 pitchers count here. That one low and in for ball 2. And that one drops in, another breaking ball for strike 3. 3 straight Ks for Alexandrov as he strikes out the side in the top of the second. We move to the bottom half, still no score. Now during this time in the middle of the inning, I'll take a moment to actually read fully through the starting lineup for Cambridge. We saw part of their lineup in the first inning, but let's go through the full thing here. As we saw in the first, leading off for Cambridge today, the shortstop, number 1, Kossi Milner. Batting second, the right fielder, number 21, Ollie Henke. Batting third, the pitcher, number 12, Stefan Alexandrov. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 9, Jason Thomas. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 10, Mont Phelps. Batting 6th, the designated hitter, number 2, Austin Barone. Batting 7th, the second baseman, number 16, Hugo Davis. Batting 8th, the catcher, number 4, Joel Rojas Cruz. Batting 9th, the third baseman, number 7, Des Silas. And not in the batting order, just playing first base today, number 3, Pat Brennan. So it'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for Cambridge: Thomas, Phelps, and Barone. Ben Cody back on the bump after putting the Falcons hitters down in order in the first inning. Leading off for Cambridge, the center fielder, number 9, Jason Thomas. First pitch from Cody misses for ball 1. Thomas, in last year's game against Brookline, went 1 for 3 at the plate with a run scored as he hits a hard one out to left center. That's going to drop in for a leadoff single. The first base runner of the day for the Falcons. So 1 on. Now up the left fielder, number 10, Mont Phelps. That one in there, strike 1. And with the runner at first, got to keep an eye on Thomas. He's taking a noticeable lead off of first. And Cody steps off the rubber to reset, throw off the rhythm of both batter and base runner here. That one is going to miss high for ball 1. Phelps did not bat against Brookline last year. Thomas still dancing off the bag at first, and again, Cody steps off the rubber. Now the pitch again comes in high, ball 2. Cody doing good work to keep Thomas off his rhythm and prevent a potential steal, but he's got to be careful not to be thrown out of his own rhythm and keep missing the zone. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Looks like Phelps swung a little bit over that one as there was a slight break on that pitch. 2-2 now the count. And now Phelps calling for timeout in the box. Resetting things here. Runner takes off, and this one lifted foul into right field. So Thomas will head back to first, and Phelps will head back to the batter's box with the count still 2-2. This one golfed foul as Phelps continues to battle, but you can see Thomas taking a smaller lead off from first after his takeoff on that first foul ball sent him back to first. Now it's taking off, and it's hit out to right. This is going to drop. No, it's dropped. Dropped out in right field as Thomas is going to now take off for third. Throw to the cutoff man. They can't get there in time as Phelps is going to reach on an E9. That was a tough one there. At first, it just looked like a well-hit ball for a potential hit-and-run play, but then Lawrence was under it as it carried further than I thought it would, but then it just popped out of his glove. And so Thomas, who's starting to retreat back to first to prevent the pickoff, slipped and turned around and managed to put on the Jets enough to get down to third. Runners at the corners now with no outs in the second. Up comes the designated hitter, number 2, Austin Barone. First pitch hits a grounder. That's going to go through the gap into left. And Cambridge is first on the board as they manage to get the runner Phelps back at second, but a run is still going to come in. It's an RBI single for Austin Barone, scoring Jason Thomas. Mont Phelps out at second for the first out of the inning, so a 1-0 lead for Cambridge. As we got another ball in play, this is going to be a simple fly out to center and an easy catch for Brendel. I'm just trying to catch up with all the action here, as that was a fly out by the second baseman, number 16, Hugo Davis. 2 down now here in the bottom of the second. And the runner is going for second. No throw from Hom, as Barone allowed to steal on a low ball one there. One of the tough things is that Cody is not the fastest pitcher, which can make it harder for a catcher to steal, to catch a potential base stealer. That one fouled off for strike one. At the plate now for the Falcons is the catcher, number 4, Joel Rojas Cruz. With 2 down and a runner now at second after the successful steal from Barone. Chases that one to the outside, strike 2. 1-2 now the count. And swing and a miss, strike 3 on the breaking ball there from Cody. That ends the inning, but Cambridge first on the board through 2 innings here at St. Peter's Field. The score, the Cambridge Rindge and Latin Falcons 1, the Brookline Warriors 0. Brookline will have their 9-1 hitters due up, Owen Hoffman, and then back to the top of the order with Brendel and Bollinger. During this break between the second and third innings, I'd like to take a moment to once again thank our sponsor for today, Esch Dental. Do you have a tooth that just doesn't look right in photos, too far out, too far back, or one that prevents you from showing that smile at all? The team at Esch Dental has everything you need to get that smile perfectly aligned. Their average Invisalign case lasts about 9 months, and the treatment is practically invisible compared to metal braces. Adults and teens alike get their teeth straightened and their bites aligned with Esch Dental. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. All that information in the description section down below. Alexandrov back on the hill for Cambridge for his 3rd inning of work. Had a dominant 2nd inning after Brookline put together a slight 2-out rally in the top of the 1st. Alexandrov was dealing in the top of the 2nd, striking out the side. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the 3rd, the 3rd baseman and co-captain, still number 15, Owen Hoffman. Hoffman, he's been a big offensive hero for Brookline in a couple of different games. Had the walk-off single against Wellesley a couple weeks ago, and then scored the winning run on Monday against Boston Latin as he takes strike 1 there. So far this season, he's got a slash line of 158, 333, 158. 4 runs scored and 3 RBI as he takes strike 2 there. So in terms of runs and RBI combined, Hoffman is tied with his fellow co-captain Elias Brendel with 7 total to lead the team. And he pops that one up. It's in foul territory. Is it going to be playable? No, it's not. It's going to land on the roof of the batting cage there as Hoffman stays alive at 0-2. Hoffman's still in the hole here with a pitcher's count. And he's fooled on the breaking ball, but the pitch got away. There's a chance for Hoffman here as he digs it out, and he's out. Hoffman a little too courteous with his base running that time. As you could tell, he was trying to avoid the first baseman's foot. And that ended up costing him about a half a step. And that was all that Rojas Cruz needed to throw him out at first. So after the fourth straight K by Stefan Alexandrov, we cycle back to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 9, Elias Brendel. First pitch, he hits a dribbler past the pitcher, charging in to get it as the second baseman. The throw gets away, and Brendel is going to hold at first. That's either an E4 or a single. I could see that being called a single as he kind of dropped that one into no man's land with that little dribbling grounder there. Personally, I'd give him a single, but I'm going to double check Game Changer later tonight to make sure on that one. The attempted pickoff throw, Brendel dives back safe. Now at the plate for Brookline, the second baseman, number 2, Hugh Bollinger. Brendel dives back again, but this time no throw. Bollinger, his last time up, grounded out to short. And that one hits the zone for strike 1. Runner at first, 1 out for Brookline here in the bottom of the third. Trying to answer back after Cambridge scored the game's first run in the bottom of the second. Bollinger chops one foul up the third base side for strike 2. That run for Cambridge, an unearned run, as it was aided by the error in right field. That one's high ball 1. Rojas Cruz thought about throwing to first, decided against it. Brendel taking a sizable lead. Bollinger pops one up. Davis coming in for it, and he's got it for out number 2. The Brookline hitters having trouble timing up their swings on those off-speed pitches by Alexandrov. Two down, runner at first. Up comes the catcher, number 8, Felix Hom. Hom got a double to deep center his last time up, as that one well blocked by Rojas Cruz in the dirt to prevent the runner from advancing. It'll simply be ball 1. Alexandrov made a move towards first, but decided not to throw. That one inside, ball 2. We got a pretty consistent breeze out here in Cambridge today. You know, nothing all that intense, especially with how nice and warm a day it is, but you never know how that might impact things. That breaking ball drops low and away for ball 3. Hitters count to Hom here at 3-0, but we've seen Alexandrov come back from that count before. Hom taking that pitch all the way for strike 1. That one is going to miss outside for ball 4. First free pass of the day for the Warriors, for Felix Hom, and looks like they're not. Yeah, okay, they are sending out the courtesy runner. And they're going to stick with number 6, Rasik Y. Carr, who is also keeping the same jersey number. Now stepping up, the shortstop, number 5, Jimmy DiPaolo. DiPaolo got a single through the left gap his last time up. Wasn't able to drive anyone in, as he takes strike one here. Once again, he is up with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. This time 2 runners on first and second. Swing and a miss, got fooled by the breaking ball there. Strike 2. Again, Brookline struggling to time up those off-speed throws. DiPaolo in the hole here at 0-2. That one well blocked by Rojas Cruz as it skips in the dirt for ball 1. Brendel at second. Y. Carr, the courtesy runner, at first. 2 down, 1-2 the count to DiPaolo. Brookline trailing by 1. And he lifts one out to right. That's going to bounce through the gap. That's going to go for extra bases. Brendel rounds third and ties it up. DiPaolo down to second, and he's going to hold at second as that one actually bounced out of play for an RBI ground rule double for Jimmy DiPaolo. A big swing from DiPaolo for the 2-out RBI double. His first RBI of 2025. Was already leading the team in runs scored, but despite batting in the heart of the order, had not managed to get an RBI until now. But puts Brookline in a good spot here, ties us up at 1 apiece, and puts 2 runners in scoring position now here for the first baseman, number 18, Adam Rosenblatt. Y. Carr now stands at third, DiPaolo at second. And Rosenblatt checks on that one for a high ball 1. Rosenblatt, his last time up, grounded out to second to end the first inning. He's hoping he can do some damage here with 2 in scoring position. Lifts one into right center. Center fielder's got it for out number 3. Brookline ties it up at 1 off the clutch swing from Jimmy DiPaolo. We go to the bottom of the third, all square at 1 apiece. And it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Cambridge, Silas, Milner, and Henke. And we got some more notes in the live chat from Jonathan Mazzara, one of the Warriors' teammates, unable to be here today, saying, "Let's go, fellas, atta babe Jim." Big bats cheering on his teammate Jimmy DiPaolo after he got his first RBI of the season with the ground rule double into the right field corner. And to understand what happened there, I'm going to turn my camera here. I don't have the best view of right field from my angle, but if we turn all the way around, you can see there's kind of a gap to the right of the right field foul pole. I think that what happened was it bounced past that, so technically it went past the right field wall, and that counts as a ground rule double because that counts as being out of play. Leading off and taking a quick low ball 1 there is the third baseman, number 7, Des Silas. Now he hits a hard grounder, sliding snag by Owen Hoffman. Throw to first, could not be taken off the bounce by Rosenblatt, and Silas will reach. I think they'll call that one an E5. It's a shame. It was a good snag by Hoffman, but he just rushed the throw a bit and kind of spiked it, and Rosenblatt wasn't able to read the bounce well enough to make the grab there. So right now I would mark that as an E5, but that's another one I'm going to double check on Game Changer later tonight. First pitch there, high breaking ball for strike one. At the plate, the shortstop, number one, Kossi Milner. Milner flew out to center his last time up. This time swinging and whiffing at the first two pitches. 0-2 now the count. Hits a grounder back over to third, snagged again by Hoffman, goes to second for one. Bollinger just going to hold it as Hoffman takes care of business that time. His quick glove coming through once again, and this time follows through with the throw for the 5-4 fielder's choice. So Milner does get to first, but Silas out at second. Now at the plate, the right fielder, number 21, Ollie Henke. Runner goes, but the pitch is fouled off by Henke for strike one. Henke, his last time up, grounded out to short in the bottom of the first. That one high for ball one. We've seen this before, how sometimes Cody, when he's trying to throw off the rhythm of his base runners, he not only rushes his delivery, he kind of rushes his release. As this one's a grounder, that's going to go through the right gap for a single. It's bobbled in right field, and Milner is going to race down to third. Oliver Henke with a single to send Milner down to third. Runners at the corners now. Now batting the pitcher, number 12, Stefan Alexandrov. Alexandrov hoping to add to his own cause and give his team back the lead here with runners at the corners and one down. Runners taking off for second. Swings and misses, and Hum's just going to let Henke take second for strike one. We've seen Hum sometimes throw down to second on those plays. We've seen him sometimes let them go. That time he opts to let him go. This one now lifted out. Got a brief disconnect, but now we're reconnected. I don't think we missed any of the action. A two-run double from Stefan Alexandrov to deep center drives in Milner and Henke. Now up the center fielder, number 9, Jason Thomas, as he takes strike one there. A 3-1 lead now for the Falcons with one out and a runner at second. That one in there for strike two. That one's going to miss to the outside. Ball one. Couldn't get Thomas to chase. Thomas, his last time up, got a leadoff single and later came in to score in the second. Slices this one foul and out of play. Stays alive at 1-2. I was getting a little worried that one was coming right in my direction, but I was happy to see it kind of veered off to my left. That one just a bit outside, ball two. You could see Hum trying to frame that pitch, but no dice there. And that one hangs high for ball three. Thomas battling his way back to a full count. Swings and connects, sends it out to left, scooped up by Hoffman and thrown back into the infield to hold Alexandrov at third. But Thomas with his second hit of the day. 3 straight hits from the Falcons after back-to-back infield grounders. The Falcons finding their rhythm at the plate here. Now coming up, the left fielder, number 10, Mont Phelps. Runners at the corners, 1 out here. Hits a grounder, and it skips away from Rosenblatt. A run is going to come in, and Phelps is going to reach. More tough luck for the Warriors on their infield plays. As Alexandrov in to score. A 4-1 ball game now, still only 1 out here in the bottom of the third, as up comes the designated hitter, number 2, Austin Barone. That one in there for strike 1. And it's tough for Ben Cody. There's been a couple plays where if the infield executed just a little better, they would have gotten outs. Inning would have been over. As this one's a high bouncer, charging in for it, DiPaolo throw to first in time for out number 2. The wild bounce there forced DiPaolo to charge in. Couldn't try and get any of the lead runners, but he does get the batter for out number 2. So 2 down now, runners at second and third. Up comes the second baseman, number 16, Hugo Davis. Davis flew out to center his last time up. That one misses inside, ball 1. Thomas at third, Phelps at second. Fouls that one off his own leg, and he's going to try and walk that sting off. Strike 1. That one hangs high for ball 2. Brookline's got some action going in their bullpen as they have lost the lead here in the third. This one hard hit up the middle, but snagged by DiPaolo. Throw to first. Gets him in time for out number 3. Brookline gets out of the inning, but the damage is done as the Falcons, at the end of 3, take back the lead 4-1. As we move into the top of the 4th during this break between the 3rd and 4th inning, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether that be through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish at 210 Harvard Street in Coolidge Corner on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. Once again, the link and phone number down in the description section of this video down below. Alexandrov having given himself back the lead with that 2-run double to deep center in the last inning. Back on the hill for his 4th inning of work now with a 3-run lead to work with. He'll be facing the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Brookline: Hafner, Eli Hoffman, and Lawrence. Leading off for Brookline here on the top of the 4th, the designated hitter, number 1, Lincoln Hafner, takes strike 1. This part of the Brookline order all went down on strikes in the 2nd inning as Alexandrov struck out the side. That one skipping in the dirt, ball 1. And Hafner lifts one deep out to right. That one's going way over the right fielder's head and all the way to the wall. Lincoln Hafner racing down to second and is going to hold at second with a leadoff double. Hafner's bat had gone a little cold over the past few games after the hot start he got out to in that game against Natick, but he gets a big crack of the bat there to try and get Brookline's offense started. That one curves into the zone for strike 1. At the plate for Brookline, the left fielder, number 4, Eli Hoffman. Runner at second, nobody out. A base hit to the outfield could potentially bring in Hafner to score, as Alexandrov going to turn around. He does not throw. Just trying to keep Hafner honest over at second. Maybe give him less of a jump off the bag on any potential batted balls. The ump checking, might be checking the placement of Brookline's bullpen warm-ups. Make sure they're far enough out of play down that left field line. Not a ton of space for the visitors to warm up their relievers here at St. Peter's Field, up that left field side. Hoffman hits a grounder over to first, and it's juggled by Brennan, picks it back up, flips to first, and they got him. Just barely. Hoffman can't believe it. It was a very bang-bang play, but I think they were right there. I think that Alexandrov got there just in time by a fraction of a second. That'd be like a photo finish in track. Tough for Brookline as they almost got a break on the juggled ball by Brennan at first base, but Cambridge able to recover and make the play for the first out of the inning. Hafner does advance to third, however. Now batting the right fielder, number 11, Wally Lawrence. First pitch curves in for strike 1. Lawrence, in his first game of 2025, could make an impact here if he can just put the ball in play. A fair chance they could bring in Hafner. Slice that one foul for strike 2. And that one misses just outside, ball 1. You could tell Lawrence was contemplating that one the whole way to the plate, but ultimately a good watch for the first ball. Swing and a miss as he chased the fastball high. Goes down on strikes. And that's definitely not what Brookline wanted there, as now Sac fly and RBI ground out all off the table here with 2 down in the inning, and Hafner at third. Now batting the third baseman, number 15, Owen Hoffman. First pitch in the zone, strike one. Hoffman, his last time up, he went down on strikes as well. Now up with 2 down and a runner at third. Takes that one high for ball one. Hoffman needs a base hit if he wants to try and cut down on this Cambridge lead. Not on that one as it hangs high for ball two. Hoffman hits a hard grounder, but right to the shortstop, fielded clean, thrown to first, and that will end the inning. Brookline got a leadoff runner to scoring position, but could not bring him in. And we move to the bottom of the fourth, with Cambridge still leading 4-1. And it looks like, for now, Brookline is going to stick with their starter, Ben Cody. He had a rough third inning. And overall, it's been a rough day for Brookline, as anywhere from 1 to 3 fielding errors over the last 2 innings have helped to bring in some runs for the Falcons. But the Warriors are going to see if their starting pitcher and the fielders behind him can settle in and take care of business here in the fourth to keep the deficit manageable. Due up will be the 8-9-1 hitters for Cambridge: Rojas, Cruz, Silas, and Milner. Leading off here, the catcher, number 4, Joel Rojas Cruz. First pitch, and he lifts a pop up into shallow right center, and Bollinger backtracks to get it for out number 1. And that's got to feel pretty good if you're Ben Cody there. 1 pitch, 1 out. The fielder made the play behind you. And now batting the third baseman, number 7, Ben Silas, as he takes strike 1. Des Silas, excuse me. And he pops this one up. It's going to be playable in the infield. Oh, they all let it go. Got a call for it, and nobody did. Ben Cody and Felix Hom both in proximity of that one. And so Des Silas going to reach on an error for the second plate appearance in a row as we cycle around to the top of the order with the shortstop, number 1, Cossie Milner. Takes ball 1 to the outside. Milner 0 for 2 so far today. He's flown out to center and grounded into a fielder's choice. Later came in to score as part of that third inning rally for the Falcons. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. Similar situation to when he came up in the third, with Silas at first, but this time 1 out instead of 0. That one misses again to the outside, ball 2. That one misses inside this time for ball 3. Cody trying to mix up his locations, but mixing up a bit too much and missing the zone. And he hits a grounder here up the middle, sliding snag by Bollinger, and he opts to get to second for the lead runner. And so Milner once again grounds into the fielder's choice. You could tell Bollinger's first instinct was to go to first. I think he thought there was going to be a stronger break towards second by Silas, but he wasn't getting there fast enough. And so Bollinger able to tag second. Milner taking off for second on the first pitch, and a wild throw goes into center field. As Brendel backs it up, Milner takes second. The pitch itself was strike one to the right fielder, number 21, Ollie Henke. 2 down runner now at second. Henke 1 for 2 so far today with a single, a steal, and a run scored. That one is low for ball 1. Milner at second, 2 down. The wind blowing out towards the outfield as that one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Runner's taking off for third. It's a high ball. Throw down to third is not in time, and it got away. And Milner is going to come in on the error. Cossie Milner, aggressive on the base paths, and it pays off in spades. Make it 5-1. The Falcons now lead the Warriors. And this one chopped foul by Henke, and it'll be a full count. Hits one, and that one just foul. Curved around the fair side of the bag, but dropped just an inch or two wide of the foul line up the first base side. Count remains full. Now hits a hard grounder. That's going to go through the right gap. And again, it skips past Lawrence in right, and Henke is going to take advantage and go for 3. He's actually going to try to go all the way around to home. Ollie Henke with an inside the park single and 3-base error. Boy, that one just got away from Lawrence, and a deep outfield here as it just bounced all the way to the wall after it skipped past him. And boy, this is such a tough day for Ben Cody because he's given up 6 runs, but almost none of them have been earned. It's just been mistake after mistake from the Brookline defense. But regardless, that's going to be the end of the day for him. And in comes the relief pitcher, number 22, Q Miller. As Miller warms up, we take a look at his pitching stats so far this season. He has made 4 previous relief appearances in his first varsity season here in 2025. He's got 1 pitching win to his name. which I believe came in that walk-off win against Wellesley. He has pitched 7 innings across his previous 4 appearances, has an ERA of 3, a whip of 1.29, and 7 strikeouts. And so Miller will face Stefan Alexandrov. After taking over on the hill. And boy, such a tough inning. Like I said, you know, you get a 1 pitch out, a good start, then you induce a pop-up, but then the pitcher and catcher kind of bump into each other and prevent the easy out. Then a grounder turns into a fielder's choice instead of a potential third out. And now this one lifted out to left for a 1-pitch single for Alexandrov. And the tough inning continues for Brookline. Alexandrov, his 2nd hit of the day. As now up comes center fielder, number 9, Jason Thomas. We got a courtesy runner for Alexandrov. I'm not sure if the courtesy runner came in for him last time. I might have to double check that. As running for him now is number 18, Tate Shanow. First pitch to Thomas in the zone for strike 1. That one in there for strike 2. Runner taking off for second. That's a swing for a strike, and that'll be the end of the inning. Miller manages to get the strikeout to finally put an end to the damage. But 3 defensive errors for Brookline result in 2 more runs on the board for the Falcons. At the end of 4, our score, Cambridge 6, Brookline 1. During this break between the 4th and 5th innings, I'd like to take a moment to once again thank our sponsor, Esch Dental. Do you have a tooth that's been worked on once, twice, 3 times, and it's still giving you problems? Have you been told it's time to give up the fight on that tooth and have it extracted? Hey, it happens to a lot of us. Dr. Esch performs a multitude of procedures to get that infected tooth out and an implant in. All of Dr. Esch's implants are digitally guided, which means the surgery takes place on a digital model of your jaw even before your appointment. Digital implant placement is the safest, fastest, most predictable way to turn that problem tooth into a fixed and beautiful solution. Call 617-566-0103 or go online to eschdental.com to find out more and book your appointment. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to easchdental.com. All that information in the description section down below. Alexandrov back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Elias Brendel, first pitch, hits a chopper over to second. Fielded by, juggled by Davis, and Brendel is going to reach. It's been a tough day for fielders today. I wonder how much of a factor the wind has been. I mean, a lot of it has just been players struggling with weird bounces. So it doesn't feel like the kind of thing that the wind is going to have much of an impact on, but hard to say. It's been a tough day for both defenses. But so far, Cambridge preventing the damage from being that substantial, as their fielding overall has been stronger than Brookline's. 1-1 now, the count to the second baseman, Hugh Bollinger. Brendel at first with nobody out here on the top of the fifth. That pitch skips in the dirt, well blocked again by Rojas Cruz. He's been doing a good job today of not giving the Warriors anything to go on when the pitches take a hop off the dirt. That one low and in for ball 3. Hitters count Bollinger here at 3-1. Throw back to first. Brendel dives back. Just kind of a light floater pickoff throw. That one hits the high corner, strike 2. Bollinger skies this one deep out to right center, and it's going to go over the right fielder's head for extra bases. Bollinger racing down to second. He's going to hold at second. Brendel being waved around to the plate. He's in. Hugh Bollinger with an RBI double to deep right center. Brookline finally able to get run number 2 on the board. But they're going to need a lot more where that came from if they want to get back in this ball game. They still trail by 4. Now batting the catcher, number 8, Felix Hom. First pitch in there for strike 1. This one skips away. Rojas Cruz not able to block that one as Bollinger goes down to third on the wild pitch. One and one, the count to Hom. That one comes in over his head for ball 2. Hom hits a hard bouncer, and it's juggled by the shortstop. Throw to first. Oh, man, that one close, but they gave it to the defense. Regardless, Hom gets the RBI ground out as Bollinger comes in. That one, another very bang-bang play, but remember, the ump's got a different field of view than we have. As with a runner on third, he was positioned around second base for that play. 0-2 now, the count to Jimmy DiPaolo. One down here in the inning with the bases empty. And DiPaolo slices this one high, playable, but just out of reach for Brennan. And DiPaolo stays alive with an 0-2 count. DiPaolo got the scoring started for Brookline with an RBI double back in the top of the third. Before that, a single back in the first inning, 2 for 2 so far today. That one skips in the dirt for ball 1. And he hits a hard grounder, snagged by Davis, throw to first, and that'll be out number 2. Got to give credit to the Cambridge infielders. They've been playing a lot of the weird hops of this St. Peter's infield very well today, as a lot of times the bounce just kind of dies and starts rolling, changes trajectory a bit, and that can throw off an infielder, but the infielder's doing well for the Falcons. At the plate for Brookline is the first baseman, number 18, Adam Rosenblatt. Bases empty, 2 down. Takes strike 1 there. Rosenblatt hits a hard one, skips past the shortstop and into left. It'll be a 2-out single for Rosenblatt. Brookline keeping things going here in the top of the 5th, and now a mound visit for Alexandrov. He does still have a 3-run lead to work with, but you don't necessarily want to overwork your pitcher. He's already gone 4 2/3 innings, which is a pretty solid starting clip. And depending on how things are scored on those reaches by Brendel in his last 2 at-bats, anywhere between 1 and 3 earned runs for Alexandrov so far today. They're going to stick with Alexandrov, as coming up now, the designated hitter, number 1, Lincoln Hafner. Takes strike 1 there. Hafner 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a double. Was left stranded on third after that double his last time up. Chases the breaking ball. Appears to have gotten a piece of it, as they call the dead ball. Oh, and 2. Runner at first, 2 down. That one misses to the outside, ball 1. Throw back to first, and Rosenblatt dives back safe. And that one high and in for ball 2. Rojas Cruz thought about trying the pickoff throw at first, but Rosenblatt gets back safe. Now a 2-2 count to Lincoln Hafner. Slices that one foul and out of play, stays alive. Hafner trying to keep this 5th inning going for the Warriors. See if they can put more of a dent into the Cambridge lead. That one misses low and away. Hafner has battled his way back to a full count. It's been the reverse of his first plate appearance, where he started out with a 3-0 count, then went down on strikes. Now he's gone from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count. Rosenblatt running, and Hafner fouls it off. And that one's off a car. Hafner stays alive with a full count. Rosenblatt is going to be going on any pitch because regardless of the result, it's better for him to run. If it's ball 4, he gets to go to second freely. If it's strike 3, the inning's over anyway. And if it's a ball in play, you know he wants to get a good jump on the ball. And it's going to be ball 4. What? They called strike 3 on a ball that hit the dirt. I don't know how, but that was strike 3. You know, maybe it crossed the low corner of the zone before hitting the dirt. But either way, that is the end of the top of the 5th inning. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Brookline able to get a couple of runs back, but they still got a ways to go, and they've only got a couple of innings left to do it. And they've got to continue to hold the line defensively. Moving into the bottom of the 5th, the score, the Cambridge Falcons 6, the Brookline Warriors 3. And we've also got a defensive replacement for Brookline. In right field, number 14, Max Kaufman. He'll take over for Wally Lawrence, who's had a tough day defensively in his first day back from injuries. Q Miller back on the hill after getting the 3rd out of a tough 4th inning for Brookline. Now stepping to the plate for Cambridge and taking strike 1 there. The left fielder, number 10, Mont Phelps. That one hits the zone as well, strike 2. Miller wasting no time throwing strikes here. That one, Blatt stabs at it and slides to first base and gets there. Not sure how much of that missed, as it seems we had a brief Wi-Fi disconnect there, but a thrilling play at first by Adam Rosenblatt. First time I've seen someone slide to the bag to get an out. But Rosenblatt decided he didn't want to dive head first to the bag with Phelps barreling his way towards first, and so he decided to slide feet first for that one and just barely managed to get it. That one's going to miss high for ball 1. Count is 1-1 to the designated hitter, number 2, Austin Barone. Some action in the bullpen for the Falcons, as that one's going to be high for ball 2. It looks like they got number 21, Ollie Henke, warming up in the pen over to our left. That one's going to miss as well, ball 3. Miller was throwing strikes pretty efficiently to Phelps, but here against Barone, struggling to find the zone, 3-1. And that's going to be ball 4. So Barone trots down to first with what is actually the first walk, the first free pass of the game for the Falcons. There's not been a lot of walks today. There's a chopper over to short, fielded by DiPaolo. Opts to go to first. Got him in time for out number 2. Decided he didn't want to risk going after the lead runner. And he gets Davis at first for the second out. Now batting the catcher, number 4, Joel Rojas Cruz. First pitch catches the outside corner, strike 1. 2 down, Barone at second. That one well high for ball 1. Skies this one out to right. Kaufman going back, cannot make the catch. This will bring in another run for the Falcons. Rojas Cruz digs down to second with a 2-out RBI double. Well hit ball by Rojas Cruz as a courtesy runner going to come in for him. As the catcher, number 14, Theo Maslin. Running in place of Rojas Cruz. Now batting the third baseman, number 7, Des Silas. First pitch is wild. They throw down to third, but it's not in time. As Maslin takes third. Still 2 down. Hits a chopper. Charging in is DiPaolo. Throw to first in time for out number 3. Cambridge tacks one more run on the board. At the end of 5, our score, Cambridge Falcons 7, the Brookline Warriors 3. During this break between innings, I remind you to check out the description section of the video down below, where you can find a link and phone number for our local sponsor, Esh Dental. You can find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry, and also a link where you can donate to the Brookline High Baseball Booster Club. Check that all out in the description section down below. We are going to have a pitching change for Cambridge. Ollie Henke will be taking over for Stefan Alexandrov after the Cambridge starter put in 5 innings of work. Austin Barone will take Henke's spot in right field, and Alexandrov will take the designated hitter spot. Due up for Brookline in this inning will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Eli Hoffman, and then I believe Max Kaufman will bat in the place of Wally Lawrence after taking his spot in right field, and then Owen Hoffman. Excuse me, sir. You're good, thank you. Leading off here in the top of the 6th, the left fielder, number 4, Eli Hoffman. First pitch in there for strike 1. Did he check his swing? No, he didn't. And you can hear the frustration coming from the Brookline side. There's been a couple of borderline calls that haven't gone their way today, but they've got to keep their cool if they want to try and come back in this one. Hoffman swings and misses. Ball gets away. Rojas Cruz chase it down. Throw to first is in time as Hoffman will go down on strikes. We've seen a few dropped third strikes, but nothing has resulted in anything for the offense. It's important to note it's a short distance between home plate and the backstop here at St. Peter's Field, which does impact plays like that, as that first pitch is going to miss, I think, low and in for ball one. At the plate is the right fielder, number 14 now, Max Kaufman. Takes strike one there. Kaufman, you can see his stats for the season so far. 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 1 run scored. Takes strike two. That one misses. Ball two. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Henke to start his relief outing. 2 down now with the bases empty, as up comes the third baseman, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Cambridge just 4 outs away from the win here as they lead by 4. Hoffman slices that one foul and out of play. Owen Hoffman, his last time up, grounded out to short to end the 4th inning. Before that, struck out to lead off the 3rd. That one skips in the dirt for ball one. Slices it again. Again, it's out of play. One and two now the count. 2 down. Bases empty here in the top of the 6th. Excuse me. Swing and a miss, and Henke strikes out the side. Second inning today where Brookline unable to put a ball in play on offense as they go down with 3 straight strikeouts. The Warriors down to their last 3 outs as Q Miller returns to the mound for the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll face the top of the Cambridge order, Milner, Henke, and Alexandrov. We got one more note in the live chat here from T.E. Bray from Great Grandpa in Milwaukee. Go Brookline. Happy to see fans still bringing the good vibes here. It's been a very up and down day for the Warriors. Their offense has produced a few big plays here and there to get 3 runs on the board, but defensively it's been a tough day for the Warriors, particularly fielding-wise. Number of costly errors have produced a lot of Cambridge's runs today. Now here in the bottom of the 6th, leading off the shortstop, number 1, Cossie Milner. First pitch high for ball 1. Milner 0 for 3 so far today, but he's got 2 runs scored, as 2 of those 3 outs that he's hit into so far today were fielder's choices that allowed him to stay on the base paths. That one in there for strike 1. It's a 2-1 count. And he hits one high out to center field. Brendel is under it for out number 1. Now batting for Cambridge is the relief pitcher, number 21, Ollie Henke. Henke coming off a dominant top half of the inning on the mound. First pitch from Miller skips away for ball 1. Henke so far 2 for 3 today with a pair of singles. And he lifts one out to center. Brendel tracking it, and he's under it this time for out number 2. Now batting. Now the first baseman, number 12, Stefan Alexandrov. That pitch going to miss high for ball 1. Alexandrov took the place of Brennan at first base after leaving the mound to Henke. Another miss from Miller there, ball 2. This one lifted deep out to left. Eli Hoffman going back. It's over his head. Stefan Alexandrov with his second extra base hit of the day as he stands up with a 2-out double. Alexandrov's been such a powerful hitter today. 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 doubles, as once again the courtesy runner Shanow goes down to second. First pitch to the center fielder, number 9, Jason Thomas, is in there for strike 1. And that one is lost on a wild pitch. And Shanow takes third. Swing and a miss. Fooled him with the breaking ball there. 1-2 the count to Thomas. Chops this one foul and out of play to stay alive. Thomas trying to add to his team's lead before they go into the final inning, with Shanow, the courtesy runner, at third. Swing and a miss. Miller able to keep the Falcons off the board in the 6th, despite the 2-out double. And now the Brookline offense down to their last chance. They need to score at least 4 runs here in the top of the 7th just to keep this game going. Hankey back on the mound for his second inning of relief work after a dominant 6th inning where he struck outside. He'll be facing the top of the Brookline order, Brendel, Bollinger, and Hom. The top of the Brookline order has been doing pretty all right for itself so far in terms of getting on base. Brendel has reached base twice, one on a play that I would categorize as an infield single but might be considered an E4, and then one play that I would categorize as an E4. Again, I'll double check those things. But he's reached base 2 out of 3 plate appearances, and he's scored both times he's reached. Bollinger had the big RBI double his last time up, although so far that's his only hit of the day. Felix Hom, so far he's had a double, a walk, and an RBI groundout. So he's been pretty productive at the plate. But they have got to make things happen here in this inning against a different pitcher who throws from a different side than the starter, Alexandrov, which means you've really got to adjust as a hitter. First pitch, and Brendel shows bunt, but fouls it off for strike 1. Brookline trying to get tricky here in the top of the 7th, trying to sneak in a bunt single to start the inning, but no dice on that play. The third baseman now pulled in on the infield grass. I can't imagine Brookline's going to try that again. And they don't, as the next pitch misses for ball 1. One thing about showing bunt is that sometimes it can throw off pitchers because now they're like, okay, I have to throw hard. I have to throw to awkward spots to see if I can get the bunt pop out. As that one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Two and one, the count now to Brendel. That one misses low and away, ball 3. Brookline has, I believe, only had 2 walks all day today. Maybe just one. I think just one, actually. As Brendel swings and misses there for strike 2. Full count now. And Brendel hits a hard grounder, but it's right over to short. Fielded clean, thrown to first for out number 1. Milner has been doing such a strong job at short today, cleanly fielding everything that's been coming his way. Brookline now with just 2 outs left. Up comes the second baseman, number 2, Hugh Bollinger. Big swing and a miss there, strike 1. Bollinger 1 for 3 today with an RBI double. That one skips in the dirt for ball 1. That one inside, ball 2. And that one is popped up. Davis under it, and he's got it. And Brookline down to their final out. Last chance for Brookline, and it will be the catcher, number 8, Felix Hom. 1 for 2 so far today with a double, a walk, and an RBI groundout. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. That one low and in for ball 2. And Hom got jammed but lifts it into a soft spot in right for a 2-out single, and we're not done yet. So the game not quite over as Rasik Waikar comes out as the courtesy runner at first. Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Jimmy DiPaolo. DiPaolo's had a strong day at the plate today. Ball 1 inside there. But DiPaolo's last time up, he grounded out to second. Now he lifts one out to center. That's going to drop in. And Brookline keeping things going here with back-to-back 2-out singles, but still got a long way to go. Trailing by 4. If this were a 1 or 2 run ball game, Cambridge might really be sweating here, but with a 4-run advantage, they've got some wiggle room here before they have to get that last out. Now batting the first baseman, number 18, Adam Rosenblatt, takes strike 1 here. Rosenblatt got a 2-out single his last time up, but was left stranded on the bases. Before that, flew out to center in the 3rd inning. And before that, grounded out to second to end the first. That one gonna miss, ball 1. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Rosenblatt well behind the fastball on that one, and Brookline is now down to their final strike. And there is your ball game, strike 3. The final score here at St. Peter's Field, the Cambridge Rindge and Latin School Falcons 7, the Brookline Warriors 3. Tough day for Brookline on a number of levels, but none tougher than in the fielding department. Brookline with a number of costly errors in the field that helped Cambridge get out to a strong lead. Hats off to Cambridge as they had some strong offensive rallies where they needed to. They hustled around the base paths and took advantage of those defensive mistakes with their speed and hustle around the bags. And now the Falcons improve to 4-3 on the season, while Brookline falls to 5-5. Stefan Alexandrov, the winning pitcher, on the mound. Ben Cody takes the loss. So this is where Brookline stands at the midway point of the season. A perfect 500 record. Last year, of course, they jumped out to a very strong record of 9-1. And then suffered 7 straight losses before finally clinching magic win number 10 to clinch a playoff spot. Brookline's had their ups and their downs throughout this season so far. They've never gone one game above or below 500. Always just hovering around that middle ground. And we'll see how that continues in the second half of the season after all the students go back to school from spring break. But that is going to do it for this live stream. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Once again, I would like to thank our sponsor for today, Esch Dental. The team at Esch Dental understands dental anxiety. Some patients just need a friendly face to put them at ease. Others need the help of additional gases or medications to put them at ease. Dr. Esch and his team can help you wherever you are on the journey to find a solution to manage your anxiety. Call 617-566-0103 or book online at eschdental.com. Once again, 617-566-0103 or go online to eashdental.com. You can find all that in the description section down below. You can also find a link for the Brookline High Baseball Booster Club if you would like to support them monetarily. You can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. And you can also find some links related to me, which you can also find in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. And don't forget to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Cambridge 7, Brookline 3 from St. Peter's Field in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.